Start.
Hello everybody, and welcome to another Tech Talk tonight. Actually, it's a rather small group tonight for now. It's just myself and Jono, tech expert, and we will be having a chat about the Apple announcement for the iPhone 12. So not just one iPhone, not just two, not three, but actually four iPhones that they have announced. So that's what we're gonna be talking about in the next, I don't know, half an hour to 45 minutes or so. Yeah, shall we kick it off with a video?
Yep, let's get started.
All right, I'll share a quick video. So this is
the Apple event in 51 seconds. Super quick.
You hear sound?
Yeah, I could hear. There we go.
All right. So that was a sweet 51-second video.
Yep, a lot of things in that 51 seconds, which is quite good. So let's get started in talking about the iPhone 12 series. So if we could get to the website, we'd maybe talk through each feature that's in there.
Okay. So here we go. Actually, let me refresh this page. Say hello to 5G iPhone 12 Pro.
Yep.
What do they mean by it's a leap year? So
that's actually a good question, because it's not really a leap year. Actually, it is. But it's true. Weird.
I mean, what does it have to do with the iPhone 12 Pro? Right.
I have no idea.
All right.
But it's effectively not the time of the leap year. The leap year was months ago.
Right. So iPhone 12 Pro. What else have we got?
Yep. Now with 5G.
Now with 5G. Okay. So is this the first iPhone to go 5G?
That is correct. Apple finally moved to 5G.
All right, finally.
But at least it's for all of the devices, not just a few, but all of them.
So all four of them?
All four of them have 5G support. Yep. And
can we look at the
pricing? Yeah.
Pricing, yes.
The pricing is a bit ridiculous. If you thought that the Google's fans were a bit pricey for their price point, this one is way off.
How come there's no pricing?
I didn't think they have the pricing up yet then.
Okay. Okay, well, look at this.
Because they're getting ready for the whole reveal.
Yeah. All right, here we go then. iPhone 12 Pro on the left, iPhone 12 Pro Max on the right.
Yep. But I think it's easy to just go through the overview and then we just look through each
Overview,
one.
okay.
So let's scroll down. Yep, 5G goes Pro. A14 Bionic. Really good chipset, really fast, really smooth.
A14 Bionic, so obviously it's not the Snapdragon.
No, but it's Apple's own that they could actually use quite well because they could just optimize that chipset to run the best on the iPhone.
Right. Okay. Well, they always have to do things their way, right?
Yep, but the reason Apple does well is their optimization of the software.
Yep. A14 Bionic.
Yep, and that's their best chipset out right now.
Yep. So it's the same chip for all four phones.
Yep, at least they have the A14 Bionic for every point for all of these iPhones.
And it says the camera system takes low light, so I guess the cameras have been improved as well.
Slightly.
Yeah.
But maybe it is a big improvement for cameras and video. But we'll get to that a bit later.
Yep.
Scroll down.
Less bezel, more screen.
And it still has that.
It has this annoying notch.
Yeah, that is a bit of a notch. But it's sort of Apple's thing now, so they're just sticking with that for a little while longer.
Yeah.
Until they can get rid of it, it will just remain there.
Wow, it looks good. Pro Max 6.7-inch Super Retina XDR display.
Yep, that is actually really big. 12-inch Pro Max at 6.7 inches.
Yeah.
That's bigger than my gaming phone.
Your ROG?
Yep, my gaming phone, ROG Phone 2, is actually 6.59 inches. So this one is another 0.1 inches bigger than mine.
Wow.
But I must say that the gold coloring looks really good. It actually looks quite close to actual gold.
Yeah. Looks very premium.
Yeah. But the price is quite a lot.
So here's a comparison to the iPhone 11 Pro Max. Slightly bigger, looks like. 6.5, 6.7. And then the Pro, 5.8 to 6.1.
Yep. So big differences. But yeah, if we continue going, let's see what goes. Glass.
Ceramic shield, tougher than any smartphone glass.
That could theoretically be true or not. We'll eventually see in like drop tests and like a lot of testing that a lot of people will do on YouTube.
Yep.
But it's probably not the toughest glass out there. Because there are phones with effectively military grade testing, or the MIL grade testing standards that is actually used for the tests. And this one, we haven't seen any like standards of testing for this one, so we're actually not too sure how strong it is.
Yep.
But I don't doubt that it's strong.
Just not sure how strong, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Until you see some tests, yeah.
Until we actually see the tests, we cannot actually say that this is the toughest glass out there.
Well, it does try to give you some proof. Nanoscale ceramic crystals. Sounds very impressive.
Well, it sounds impressive, but until we actually see it in action, we cannot like back it.
Yeah. Okay, we'll just leave it there for now. Okay, just so we know, it's ceramic shield.
Ceramic shield.
Surgical grade.
Aluminium, stainless steel.
Stainless steel. Okay.
Stainless steel. Yeah, that's actually quite good.
Okay.
So they're sticking with the stainless steel. Google uses aluminium. Stainless steel is much stronger, much more expensive.
Yep.
But yes, this part I say is really impressive though.
What, the IP68 water resistance?
So this is what I was talking about with standards as well. The drop test wasn't tested under a particular standard, but the IP certification was, because the IP certification is what we call a standard as well.
Mm-hmm.
And usually most of the phones are still IP67 rated, but this phone just put it up in its paces again, IP68. So yes, it's a first.
Okay.
Water resistance.
So we know this claim is true.
Yes, because it's actually properly tested.
It's a standard. Yeah.
It's a proper standard. Let's keep going.
So 4 colors. Yeah. Blue, gold, silver, graphite. So
these
blue,
colors
gold,
do look nice.
Graphite.
But these are only for the pros.
Yeah, I think you were saying the gold looks quite premium, yeah.
So if we keep going.
Super fast wireless, say hello to 5G for the first time in iPhone history, right?
Yep. For the first time in an iPhone, 5G. But in some areas, including Australia, we're not getting the full range of 5G. In the US, they have the highest spectrum millimeter wave 5G. And apparently in Australia here, we still have 5G in the iPhones, but we're not getting the highest spectrum 5G, meaning no millimeter wave. So when it's fully kicked out in 2021 or 2022, when it's going to be fully released in Australia, we cannot use that ability in the iPhone 12 because the iPhone 12 releasing in Australia gets rid of that particular antenna.
And you reckon it's just to save cost?
Well, save costs for Apple, yes.
Yeah. Well, that kind of sucks a bit. Yeah.
It kind of sucks. So the US has the better iPhone 12s because they'll have the full antenna range, the highest spectrum 5G.
Yeah.
And the thing about with the 5G as well is Apple was considering choosing either a higher frame rate or 5G. If they were going to do something like this, I would have just said it's better to go with a higher frame rate than just going to 5G. Mainly because most places, including Australia, 5G isn't fully rolled out yet. And you could definitely tell there's a big difference. Like personally, I didn't think there would be a difference, but the differences between a 60 Hz display to a 90 Hz or 120 Hz actually made a big difference. It actually felt and seemed a lot smoother. And Apple's iPhone 12 series is still on the 60 Hz display panels.
Oh, okay.
Meaning no high frame rate.
No high frame rate.
If you look on the other sense, even Google at their mid-range device, Pixel 5, is a lot cheaper than the iPhone, and yet it was still able to put all the spectrums of 5G into that device, as well as a 90 Hz display panel. So from what we could see, it's definitely because they want to save costs.
Yeah, because if Google can do it.
Yep, so next year they'll probably just say high frame rates is finally in the iPhone. But we can't say it this year.
Not yet.
Nope.
Yeah.
Definitely not. But then we don't get the full spectrum of 5G either, so it's kind of a bummer.
Yeah, well, it says it makes the most of 5G, but or maybe only in the US.
Only in the US. Yep, and A14 Bionic.
That's the chip that we mentioned. Okay. Well, it talks about something that powers the Dolby Vision recording.
Yeah, that's a new standard which is trying to be pushed out. So Dolby Vision recording. The iPhone will practically be the first in the industry to actually have a camera that could film in Dolby Vision. HDR.
What does Dolby Vision mean?
It's just the new recording standard.
Yep.
So you'll probably see more of them coming out soon. But since no one has filmed in Dolby Vision yet, we don't really have the content in Dolby Vision.
So is this available in all the 4 phones or just maybe the Max?
Only the Pro and the Pro Max.
Pro and Pro Max. Okay.
Yep.
All right, up to 50% faster. Okay.
Well, a lot of these can be like contested, not
yep.
fully agreed upon. But those are impressive numbers, but then again, yes, they're just numbers.
Yep.
So, yeah, anyone could say like anything and people will just hang on to what it is.
Yeah, and they have some stats to back it up.
Yep. But effectively, once you put numbers into it, it confuses everyone and it makes it sound better.
Sound good, right? Yeah.
And as a channel like us, we're trying to actually make it easier for people to understand and make it better for you to know what you are getting instead of just getting something.
Instead of just
out of just the price.
Yep.
So LiDAR technology, that is actually quite good, but it's not exactly new.
So what's LiDAR?
LiDAR is like AR. It records in augmented reality.
Oh, okay. AR. Yep.
Yep. So LiDAR, the iPhones finally put, effectively previously in the iPhone 11, they tried AR for the first time in the iPhone 11 series. But then now they actually put a proper sensor into the iPhone 12 series with a LiDAR sensor. And LiDAR has been in Android before, but Google kind of gave up on that project. If you've ever heard of Google's Project Tango, that was an AR project, which eventually Google gave up on.
Yep.
And Apple actually just took the idea, brought it up, and they actually made it properly working.
All right.
Google's project failed, but Apple's one, they've actually picked it up. Yep. This tends to happen quite a lot from like Apple. They tend to take ideas and make it relevant, which I must say it is actually a good thing. Even though they're definitely not the first in a lot of things, they actually make it more available and more relevant.
Okay. Yeah. That's a good thing, yeah.
Yep, that's definitely a good thing. So I must say, in terms of the camera and video quality, they probably changed quite a lot of it. So maybe it is a lot better for taking photos and videos off the iPhone than anything else. But for the price, is it really worth it?
Yeah, good question. I mean, yeah, so far it looks impressive. It's got LiDAR technology, Pro camera system, new day for night mode.
Yep, so night mode again wasn't the first phone which had it. That was actually Google Pixel's phones. iPhone just made it in their way, and it works as well, but it's still contested which one is better, the Pixel's night mode or the iPhone's. Previously, the Pixels still beat the iPhone 11s. So we'll have to see what happens with the iPhone 12 Pros.
Yeah. From the screen, it looks like there's 3, is that right? 3 cameras?
Yep. same three cameras like all other phones, which actually have three cameras: a main camera, a wide camera, and a macro or telephoto.
Yeah.
The macro is essentially a telephoto. We either call it a macro lens or it's a telephoto lens, depending on the company.
And a wide. Yeah.
Wide, main, wide, and telephoto.
Okay. So night mode comes to both wide and ultra wide. Better than ever, capturing incredible low light shots.
Yep.
Wow, that's pretty awesome.
So what that means, their main camera is already a wide lens.
Right.
Instead of just having just a standard main camera, it's a wide main camera. And then they have an ultra wide to make it even wider.
So wide is the main camera. And then you got ultra wide, and then obviously the other one is macro.
Yep, or telephoto.
So this is saying that night mode, you can't use it for telephoto. Only the main camera and the ultra wide camera.
But the thing is, you wouldn't be using night mode for telephoto anyway.
That's true.
There's no point of having that feature. But night mode for both the Pixel and Apple's phones can be used on either the back or the front screen.
Yeah.
Back or front cameras. Yep, so let's keep going.
Okay. For Cameras Maximus. Maxes out the Pro camera system. 47% larger sensor.
Yep, so what that means is the sensor is actually a lot larger, so it could actually get in more light.
Yeah. And that's why
better light means better night mode.
Yeah, better light mode. Yeah.
Better exposure.
And this there's a stabilizer, so I guess also makes it better for night shots where sometimes you may tend to shake a bit.
But I did think it's as good as Google's newest stabilization modes, which has made it a lot better.
Yep.
But we'll have to see in like iPhone 12 to Pixel photos, meaning the two best in photo cameras.
All right.
So,
wow, look at that. Portraits that come out at night.
Yes, that means front-facing night mode.
So this is on the main camera. Gives you vivid color.
Yeah.
Even that shallow depth of field.
Yep. Looks good. Keep going.
What's this one? Single small light source. That's all right.
Yeah, but we'll actually have to see the actual things properly. We can't just go off what they show in.
Yeah, true.
In the ad. Because sometimes a lot of them can be completely overdone and not really true to life.
Yeah.
But for what we could see, it looks impressive. And yes, a lot of what Apple is going for is the camera.
Yeah, I mean, they're making a big deal out of the camera. Yeah.
So it's actually quite similar to Google as well. Their main focus was the camera. So if you're thinking about a camera versus camera, you'd be thinking the Pixel versus the iPhone. But which one will be better, Google's AI or Apple's? We'll have to yet to see the differences. But from what we could speculate, Google would probably beat Apple in certain aspects, and the iPhone will also beat Google in certain aspects.
Yeah.
It probably won't be a full one completely destroys the other.
This is the macro lens.
Yep.
Close up.
So optical zoom.
Optical zoom 2.5x. So this is the wide camera again.
Yep, for the optical zoom though, for the telephoto, it is actually different per iPhone.
You mean not the same for?
Not the same, no. So the iPhone Pro Max has the largest one, up to about 5 times optical.
All right, so 2.5x probably what the
For the Pro.
Pro and the other two, yeah.
The other ones are just 2.
2, okay. Colors. Oh, okay, colors. Snapshot of each camera. Here you go. iPhone 12 Pro. So most the same, other than the stabilizer.
Yep, kind of similar, but annoyingly for Apple, it's not like others. Like Google has the same cameras in both the iPhone 4a 5G and the Pixel 4a 5G and the Pixel 5. Same camera sensors, same everything.
But here it's a little bit different, isn't it?
It's slightly different for each one. So if you go through the ultra wide and the telephoto, they are actually different.
Well, the ultra wide looks the same. For
the ultra wide, yes, will be the same for that we could see. The wide does not have the optical stabilization same.
And then the telephoto is also same.
Not the same.
Oh no, this one is different. Yeah. Focal length.
So the Pro Max has a better focal length than the Pro. So,
Yes.
and the cheaper ones will also only have two cameras. So it's definitely not the same.
Yeah.
So if you're looking at the iPhone 12 and the Mini, they only have a wide and a telephoto. They won't have the ultra wide.
So they don't. So the okay. 12 and Mini does not have this ultra wide. Only wide and this. Only 2.
Yep. Correct. So keep going. ProRaw.
ProRaw.
For what we have said before, Apple is focusing a lot on photography.
So you can actually shoot RAW.
Well, not exactly RAW. It's Apple's version of RAW. So it's ProRaw.
Okay.
But at least now you could actually customize it more, have more control of your photos. It's something that we've been asking for a long time in photography.
Well, you mean for camera, for phone cameras?
Yeah, for phone cameras. Even the Samsung S8 was able to shoot in RAW.
Yep.
And that's several years old now.
Dolby Vision, here you go. This is the video recording, 60 times more colors. Let's have a look. Wow, look at that.
So Dolby Vision may or may not be a game changer in videography.
Yeah, I mean, I still don't really know what.
Well, it's a completely new standard in videography, so we'll have to see in future how it goes and when more Dolby Vision content is available. But at the moment, it's sort of like a gimmick because no one really knows what it actually is yet.
A new Pro video experience, only on iPhone.
Yep, only on an iPhone so far, but I have to give it to Apple that they're able to have that first. Because Apple is usually not first to a lot of things. But for this one, a new standard, they are finally a first.
This is pretty impressive. You can actually edit the video on the phone itself, the Dolby Vision video.
Yep.
From your iPhone in your photo apps, iMovie or Clips.
Dolby Vision might or may not be a game changer.
Every night is movie night. Oh, what's this? It looks good. Look at all the vivid colors.
Yep. Meaning,
yeah.
Yep, night mode time lapse.
Oh, night mode. Time lapse. Night mode selfie.
Yep, as you can definitely see, a lot of the things in this whole spectrum is camera features.
Yeah, almost more than half of this page.
I think more than about 80% of this page is camera.
Yeah.
And finally, it goes to the display.
Super Retina XDR.
So it is a really good display, but it's not 2K and it's better than 1080p. So it's in between those two, but until we get like the proper tests for it, we don't really know exactly what the resolution is. Or maybe there is, but at the time of this recording, we don't know it yet.
Yep.
Eventually, we'll see the resolution, but at least finally the iPhone 12 and the 12 mini have 1080p. That's all we know at this moment.
1080, okay.
Finally.
Full HD, right? Yeah. Oh, this is the
Magsafe.
Magsafe.
So this could play off as a gimmick, or it may not, or it may be good. We'll have to see via accessories how good it will be.
Well, it looks like it's snapping.
Yep.
Stack and go. Snap
So
on a case, a wallet, or both.
Yep, that's both a case and a wallet on top of that. But it's magnetic.
Okay.
So Magsafe used to be on a Mac, then they took it off from the Mac and replaced it with USB-C. And everyone was asking for USB-C in an iPhone. I said, yeah, what the heck? We'll just put Magsafe on the iPhone instead. It's like they didn't really listen. And they sort of listened, but then they just did their own thing. Because they want Magsafe back into the Macs because that was a lot better for them. And then they just brought it to the iPhone. We weren't asking for it to come to the iPhone. We wanted it back to the Mac.
Well, now you've got it on the phone, so there you go.
But at least the accessories do sound promising.
Yep. Case, wallet, yeah.
So it actually might be a good thing for Apple, as well as Magsafe with a wireless charger.
Yeah, turbo chargeable.
Yep. And you don't have to worry about misaligning your phone to the wireless charger because of the magnets. It will actually put it right in the actual place every time. So you don't have to like fiddle around, get the perfect spot for the wireless charging.
Yep.
Yep.
Because it says magnets align themselves perfectly, eh?
So that's actually an advantage.
iOS 14, the latest OS.
So iOS 14, yes. That's been around for a while already. There is already an iOS 14.2 in beta as well.
Yeah.
Which changes a lot of stuff in iOS. But there are a lot of stuff as well which definitely does not look as clean as Android's experience. It's still like a lot of widgets and apps everywhere, and there's no way to actually just leave spots empty.
Yeah.
Privacy. That's a big concern.
Well, they say it's built in.
It's built in, but how secure is it?
Oh, I'll talk about that a bit later.
Yeah, the thing with privacy is that there's always going to be a vulnerability somewhere. But in fact, Apple has been vulnerable again quite recently. So we're just wondering, how true are they at privacy? Actually, we have a video of the privacy issue.
Yeah. This is very recent.
Yep, that's very recent. So maybe we could have a look through the entire video as well. This is from Linus Tech Tips, probably one of the best people that I know dealing with the whole Apple reviewing or Android reviews. They have quite a lot of subscribers, so I definitely trust them and their experience. So maybe let's watch the video and let's see what they say about iPhone security.
Okay, wait. You can't hear sound, right?
Nope.
Let's just stop first.
So now you lose your data. But hey, it was all for security. Hey, got him. Okay, so a recently released tool by hacking group CheckRain is letting anyone exploit an unusual Mac vulnerability to bypass Apple's trusted T2 security chip and gain deep system access. The hack is based on the Checkmate crack that has been used to jailbreak older iPhones and iPads for some time now, which relies on a similar, if not identical, flaw in the T2 security chip. The T2 chip provides secure encryption and storage access for features like Touch ID and full disk encryption, and has been criticized for causing an inability to install third-party operating systems outside of Apple's official bootcamp support. One hacker has apparently even gotten the broken T2 chip to run Linux on the MacBook Touch Bar. Wow, that's pretty cool. Critically for Apple, the access also means that activation lock can be bypassed, which could result in a rise in theft of Apple devices. That's a bummer, because that's one of the things that's really nice about full disk encryption and this kind of like encryption chip lockery tomfoolery, is that you can basically leave a phone, like if it's an encrypted device, you could basically leave a phone somewhere and know that unless someone really just wants the like $14 that they'll get for giving it to a recycler, there's a solid chance they'll call the number on your lock screen and try and return it to you, because a locked phone is basically worthless. Not anymore. File vault encryption keys are also stored in the T2, which means encrypted user data is also at risk if a device is stolen. This is a big deal for all the enterprises that have a bunch of Apple devices deployed to their staff. And the flaw is apparently virtually unpatchable as a result of its low-level nature, meaning that all existing T2-enabled Macs are likely vulnerable and will remain vulnerable indefinitely. Now, there's some good news. It can't be done remotely and requires physical access to the vulnerable computer, and that's rule number one of like electronics security: is physical access is access. So basically no changes there. And it also isn't persistent, so any changes to the T2 are lost when it resets, which is not necessarily at the same time the computer resets, by the way. CheckRain security researcher Danielle tweeted that the T2 exploit isn't as big as people might think, because it's been known for over a year and other more serious vulnerabilities exist. This attack requires deliberate targeting to be truly scary. Anthony's note is that this is interesting because if this has been known about widely in the security community, it raises questions about anti-encryption legislation's rationale against Apple. Yeah, it does kind of, doesn't it? Why do they even care if Apple's encryption is there if it's just broken anyway?
If it's bad,
Yeah, well, that's almost like a whole separate WAN show, ladies and gentlemen. And we don't have time for that because Luke and I got to play video games tonight.
Yep. Well, there was that security concern. They knew about one for a year, and even they admitted that Apple's security is a mess.
And they did nothing about it for a year.
Yep, so is privacy really their concern?
Good question. Even though obviously they're claiming that it is.
Yep, but since it's virtually unpatchable, that is a big issue. But at least for that, the hacker will need physical access to the device. But unfortunately, if it's stolen, it's definitely more at risk, because then they do have access and they could effectively steal the data.
Oh well, that is a bit of a worry, but so what's this?
They reduce their carbon footprints. by thinking inside the box. Meaning they got rid of the power brick.
Ah.
They finally got rid of the power brick. We knew that would happen. Apple had a huge point in their keynotes about the environment, but thinking about the whole environment and what they're trying to do, in terms of getting rid of the power brick in the iPhone, I tend to disagree. Because the problem with that is they're getting people to buy more stuff still. So if you look at what this one says, it comes with a USB Type-C to Lightning cable. Now, how many people have a USB-C power brick in their home?
Yeah, I mean, all of us would have the old USB-A ones, yeah?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's usually the USB Type-A to Lightning that a lot of people would prefer, but instead they use a USB Type-C to Lightning, meaning you'll still have to buy a new power brick, which is USB-C.
Well, it comes with the phone, right?
It doesn't.
Oh, it doesn't? Oh.
That's the point. It no longer has a power brick. They include the cable. They don't include a power brick or headphones.
Right. I mean, that sort of defeats their purpose then, right? Because their whole intention is, they're saying here, shrinks packaging, more boxes per shipment. But then, yeah, people still have to get the USB-C power brick.
Yep, you'll still have to get a USB-C power brick, and the headphones I didn't really care about because no one really uses the cheap headphones which are provided with the phones anyway. But in some areas, including Australia, there's actually a policy that selling phones in Australia, they do require phones to sell with headphones.
Okay.
So if you see a lot of unboxings of the Pixel 5 in the US, a lot of them actually have no headphones. But
yeah, it's not a big deal, but this one is more of a big deal.
Yeah, but then again, if you see a Pixel 5 unboxing in Australia,
yeah,
those will actually have USB Type-C headphones in it. Because it's part of the policy of selling phones in Australia that they have to require
headphones.
In the US, it doesn't seem to do much. And yes, they could actually just get rid of the headphones anyway. It doesn't really matter. But in the areas where they have to provide the headphones, it's a completely new packaging again. So instead of creating one packaging for all of the iPhone 12s, or the iPhone 12 Pros, or the Pro Max, they'll have to create multiple different variations of boxes for the iPhone 12 Pro. So the iPhone 12 Pro would probably have like 2 different variations of sizes. One with the headphones, with space for the headphones, and others which do not.
Yeah.
So it's more cost in creating more different types of boxes.
Yeah, even though I guess, with the phone itself, I guess they're saying shrinks packaging, true, but they're making
and
people
more boxes per
more.
shipment, yes, that is also true. But that doesn't mean they're saving the amounts by creating the same box for like just one of the device. They have to create 2 different packagings. Depending on where they're selling it to one area to another. Like in Australia, we will be getting the iPhone 12s with the headphones inlet. No power brick. But if you're getting it in the US, you're getting the iPhone and the charger. No power brick, no headphones. So for that already, it's 2 different packagings.
Yeah.
Meaning more cost.
More cost, yeah. Even the little things are a big deal. Okay, so these are all the other miscellaneous stuff. Starting at 128.
Finally, at least. A lot of phones already start at 128 gigs or even 256 gigs. Hardly any phones in the past few past 2 years have released in 64 gigs.
Yeah.
And now they finally have a 128 gig version.
Wow, you can have two numbers on the same phone.
Well, that's just dual SIM. A lot of fans have dual SIM.
Okay, no, so not. Or yeah, it's just something. It's just to mention. Yeah.
Yeah.
AR. All right, this is the augmented reality stuff. Open this page in Safari on your iPhone or iPad.
Yeah, that is a bit cool that you'll be able to see the actual iPhone in AR. They're just standard AR system.
Yeah. Well, okay. I'm not on the iPad, so can't see it. Feature accessories. We saw this. Magsafe. Snap on the magnetic case.
Yep.
Some accessories.
So we're practically at the end of this whole thing.
Okay.
Because that's all just accessories.
All right. How about we get to some of the specs?
Tech specs, yeah. Let's see. I haven't actually had a look at this part yet.
So on the left we have the Pro, on the right the Max. So It looks like capacity is exactly the same for both. Size and weight. Well,
it's still
obviously
quite
the
big,
Max
yeah.
is bigger and heavier.
At least it's the same thickness, 7.4.
Oh yes. Same thickness, different width and length. Yep.
Yep.
Display
6.1 to 6.7. Oh, they actually have the display resolutions.
Yeah.
Nice. So.
Actually, this is 2532.
That's a really custom resolution.
Super Retina.
So standard resolutions for a lot of phones are like 2880 by 1440.
Yeah.
So this is like in between 1080p and the 2K resolutions in most other phones. But it's close.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not the highest resolution.
Both models, okay, same thing.
Yep.
Both water resistant. Both
IP68.
Yep. IP68.
They have down to Apple. IP68 water resistance. Good job.
Yep.
Let's keep going.
So, yeah, same chip, A14.
Yep. All of the iPhones have the same chipset.
Yep. Yeah, we saw this already, the camera.
Yeah, the camera was the majority of this entire thing. But now it's really down to Google's algorithm versus Apple's photo AI as well. Both Google AI and Apple's AI will definitely be a big challenge between the two.
Yep.
The two best camera phones in the industry.
So you say someone who wants, into, I guess, photography, they'll be looking at either the Pixel or this one.
Yeah.
Video recording, HDR. Yeah, that's what we saw.
Dolby Vision 4K HDR at 60 frames per second.
Does it do hyperlapse?
Most likely, yes.
It's just that it doesn't say it here.
There are a lot of things which they
slow motion. Here you go. 240.
1080p at 240 frames per second.
Yep.
Not the highest, but good enough.
Yeah, 240 is about 8 times slower. Yeah.
Yep. but I have dabbled with some slow-mo before. Looking at like 240 to even 480 frames per second, which I've seen in some slow-mos, you can't notice too much of a difference unless you go like really, really slow.
Yeah.
And some really high resolution frame rates look really, really good. But you'd want the higher frame rates at the higher resolution. Those look far better.
Yep. True depth camera. Okay. Wow, there's a lot here. Face ID.
Face ID. So Apple still has Face ID, whereas Google got rid of their facial recognition in their Pixel 5.
Oh yeah. Okay. I didn't realize.
They got rid of it. Yes.
Why is that? People just don't like face recognition.
It just didn't really work out. It's like Google's tried some stuff, but there are a lot of projects from Google which completely ultimately fail.
Just like what you said, Apple picked something up and then made it work.
Yeah, they made it more usable.
Mobile and wireless. All right. So this is what you're saying, right? Something missing in Australia.
Yeah, there would be some antennas which are going to be missing in Australia.
Yeah. So we can So not everything here is in the Australian version.
This is the Australian version.
Oh, this is the Australian version.
This is the Australian website.
Okay.
But we don't get everything which the US has, so we don't have millimeter wave.
Yeah.
And that's all the standard stuff.
I'm just gonna scroll until we see something that stands out, pops out.
So I also had another tech spec sheet, including also the iPhone Mini and the 12. It's in the other link I sent you.
Oh.
It's the photo.
Okay.
You got it?
This first.
Yes, this whole chat is completely unscripted again. We like doing stuff which are just unscripted. Now you could just watch us have blank stares for a little while.
All right, spec sheet. All right, this is a nice, just one pager, so you can see everything in a glance. So iPhone 12 Mini on the far left, iPhone 12, iPhone 12 Pro, iPhone 12 Pro Max.
So these are the US pricing.
US pricing, okay.
So those are the pricings that we know now for the iPhone 12 in the US. The iPhone 12 in Australia is a lot more expensive. For the 12 Mini already, I think we saw it starting at $1,250, which is kind of high. 1,250, but
for what, the 12 or the 12 Mini?
12 Mini.
Oh, even just for the 12 Mini, it's already more than 1,000.
Yep, but since Apple just released the pre-orders now, the prices should now be up on Apple's website while we were actually just doing the talk, because in Australia pre-orders went live at 11 p.m. today.
Oh, and we've just gone past 11 p.m.
Yep, so the prices should now be up.
So if I click on this,
which didn't work earlier.
Oh wow, look, this is like real time. And now
There
it
we
works.
So that's the Pro. 1,699 for the Pro. 128 gigs. Or 1,849
For the Pro
for the
Max.
Pro Max, but that's also just 128 gigs.
Okay, so if I choose, okay, if I choose this, right, and then I say gold,
let's see the highest price it offers.
and then I do 512, no.
Wow.
Okay,
2,369.
2,369. That's what you'd be expecting to pay for
The highest.
the highest capacity. Doesn't matter what color, it's the same price, right? Yeah.
Let's actually check out the prices for just the 12 as well.
So 12, if I go highest.
They're already there, but let's look at the prices for the 12 and the 12 minis. I think they should be up now as well.
Is it on the same page?
Just go to iPhone. iPhone up the top.
Oh, iPhone. Yeah.
12.
iPhone 12. All right. Shop.
A lot more colors in the 12. Like I said. Maybe click shop. Do we have the prices up yet? No, 1199. So it's cheaper than what I said. But it's only about $50 difference there.
Well, $14.49. Well,
for the mini.
For the mini, yeah, about $1,000 less if you got for the highest capacity.
Yeah.
And for the iPhone 12, okay, it's about $15.99.
Yep, but you only get 2 cameras in the iPhone 12 and 12 mini. But for most, it would be good enough. In fact, what I'd recommend most people would get would be maybe just getting the 12 mini.
Right.
Because for most, that is definitely enough for everyone, and it's small enough to just fit in your hand nicely. 5.4 inches.
So I actually have a iPhone X. Yeah, I mean, for someone like me, which one should I get, right? Is the question. If I were to upgrade from an iPhone X to a 12.
Well, that's the dilemma for choosing. For the iPhone, you do have more of a big difference in what you get than the differences in the Android space.
Yeah, because this one is like a difference between 2 cameras and 3 cameras, right?
And also each camera in each individual model are slightly different.
Yeah.
So it's more big differences than small, tiny ones.
Even that I actually do take quite a number of videos, right? I think, if I were to go for a 12, I might even just consider the Pro ones. The
Pro one, so it could be one of the first to record in Dolby Vision. That's actually what a lot of people have been thinking as well.
Yeah, that's right.
So if they just get the Pro, you'd be at least one of the first to record in Dolby Vision, meaning you'd be the first to have some of the content in Dolby Vision. That actually might be a bonus.
Yeah,
but for most, yes, I still probably recommend the 12 mini for most people because they probably won't use all the features of the phone.
But the screen is only 5.4 inch.
5.4 inches is enough.
Actually, how big is my iPhone X? Is it 5 point something?
I don't remember from the top of my head. The Google search would tell me. The iPhone X is 5.85.
Okay, so iPhone 12 mini would be actually smaller. Well, I guess that's why it's called a mini.
Yeah. But then nowadays, a lot of phones are a lot bigger than what they used to be. If you looked at even the original Samsung Galaxy Note, that screen size was only about 4.8 inches.
Yeah.
And now look at where we are now.
I guess
we're just size has just increased exponentially.
Yeah, I guess we're just kind of used to big phones now. And maybe that's why Apple's decided that, hey, maybe there's a market now to go smaller, given that we are now also used to larger phones.
Going smaller is actually what Steve Jobs would have probably wanted more, because from what he said in his original keynote, who wants to have a big phone? And then now everyone now has big phones. The second thing is, who wants to use a stylus? And now Samsung phones have a stylus and their iPads have a stylus. So it's kind of counterproductive of what Steve Jobs was thinking. But now this one is sort of going back to the roots, being a bit smaller again. But what Steve Jobs liked was a 4-inch display.
Although, I mean,
that was big enough for him. But then, it's a different time.
It's a different time. And this feels like a bit like going, as you say, going backwards rather than being innovative. It's like just going back to what Steve Jobs said, which was like a while ago.
Yeah, but then again, going back to the roots isn't a bad thing. Yeah. Google has finally done it. They found its roots, started going into the mid-range because they know that they can't really compete with the flagship devices.
So that's their niche, right? They reckon that's where they'll play the game.
And even OnePlus, they just named their phone the OnePlus Nord because it's their North Star, meaning their focus returns back to their original idea, meaning cheaper devices for all.
Yeah. So you reckon the Mini is like Apple's way of going back to their roots in a way?
Well, not exactly, but close enough.
Close enough. Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting to have a mini version. I think that would be the one that maybe surprised me the most. Because I wouldn't be surprised with the 12, 12, the Pro and the Pro Max. But then they actually throw in a mini.
Yeah. But looking at how the sales went for the iPhone 11, effectively 11 Pro Max was probably one of the first to sell really quickly at the start. But then at the end, the iPhone 11s oversold everything else by quite a large margin.
Okay.
Same with the Samsung phones. The highest end ones always tend to be the ones that sell quite a lot in the initial run. But over time, those numbers will drop quite a lot. But then the cheaper ones, like even with the Samsung, the S20 series was the highest sold one, which is why Samsung released the Samsung S20 FE, the Fan Edition.
Right.
So it's their cheapest variation because they're going for the market, which they sell a lot more of.
Yeah.
So looking at how a lot of things went, the iPhone 12 mini would probably be the one to get for a majority of people.
Okay. So I reckon in the end, this might actually sell the most.
Yep. Let's say our prediction would be the iPhone 12 mini would be the most sold.
Well, hard to say. Maybe the 12 as well. Who knows? Right? I think it's between the mini and the 12.
Maybe between the mini and the 12, but probably more the mini because they have a lot of people now saying that the phones are getting a bit too big.
All right.
They want to use a phone in one hand.
Okay. Unless you have very big hands.
Yep.
Yeah.
But then you'd be using the phone
actually,
with two
maybe
hands
it's better for maybe this is a better phone for Asians because Asians have smaller hands. Yeah.
That too. But let's just say that our prediction at this moment would be the iPhone 12 mini will be the one that sells the most.
All right.
But it's not pre-orderable yet. It's coming later.
So not pre-orderable yet, but I can actually click on it now, right?
But you can't purchase it.
So can.
You're on the.
Yeah, I can't click continue. Right?
But at least you're gonna get it ready for when it's live.
And when does it go live?
It says right there, the 7th of the 11th. Scroll up.
7th of the.
Pre-order iPhone 12 mini. It tells you right next to the pricing, where the pricing is. 7th of the 11th.
Oh yes. Oh okay. I didn't realize that's actually the date. So what's 7.1? Yeah. Okay.
And the iPhone 12 and the Pros are orderable now.
Okay. Right. So this one I can actually click add to bag if I wanted to. Okay.
Yeah.
And when does it get? When's the official release date? So this is just pre-order. So when does it get released?
I think it's different per region. So Australia, we haven't got the time yet of when we're getting it released.
Okay. Oh well, it says here, 11 November 13 for the Pro Max.
Those are the availability. That's when it will actually be sent out.
Yep.
So those ones are also available to pre-order now.
Yep.
Oh wait, the Pro Max is not available to order yet. You have to wait another 15 minutes still. You could start ordering that.
Yeah, actually, we're doing this at a good time because just as we are doing this talk, the pre-order for the 12 Pro went live, isn't it?
And the prices as well.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh wait, scroll a bit down. Maybe we could see when it's been coming out. 12 mini, yeah, there we go.
Oh, okay. November 13. Same day as the Pro Max. And the 12 is same day as the Pro. As the 12, yeah. 12 is same day as the Pro.
Yeah. So we can start pre-ordering the Mini starting on the 7th.
Starting on the 7th. And we can start ordering the Pro Max in another 15 minutes.
Yes. Well, at the time of upload, it won't be the same.
Yeah.
Because we're recording this live and the prices are being updated right away for us.
Yeah.
The HomePod Mini is actually something which sounds quite interesting. Because that was also announced alongside the iPhones. I really want to hear the sound of that, especially since it will be competing a lot
the Google Nest
in the Mini name with the Google Nest, yeah. But that price is $149. Yeah, $149.
Again, so, it's available November 7th.
Available to order from the
available to order, but available 16th of November.
I'm just wondering how good the sound will be. I might actually consider one just to hear the sound of it.
It looks very small.
It does.
It's a mini.
It's a mini.
But then I guess,
But then you could get 2 Google Home Minis for that price.
True. Although it says, small but packs a punch. Big sound.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to have it go head to head against the Google one, right?
Yeah. But I think the HomePod Mini will just completely overpower the Google Nest Mini. But that's because the Nest Mini definitely is, it's cheaper, and it only has like a singular tweeter, so that's not really much of a contest.
All right.
But the Mini, I'm wondering how well it will do against the Nest Audio, which is also 149 Australian, which is their bigger speaker.
Bigger than the Mini.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I will be doing an unboxing of the Nest Audio when I receive it on my channel.
Yeah, you might want to compare that one with this one when this one gets released.
Yep. So I'm actually considering getting the Mini just to listen to the sound of it. But I'll probably have to borrow someone's iPhone.
Yeah.
Because I'm not an iPhone user.
Okay. Not like me then. Okay. Yeah, so I think we've covered most of it, right? Even seeing the prices go live.
Yeah, that was the thing. But yeah, I think we covered quite a lot of it. But yes, a lot of people do think that I tend to prefer Android devices over Apple. But for me, it just doesn't really suit my style, and it doesn't really suit what I'm trying to do with my devices. But overall, yes, would I recommend Apple devices? I will, in the correct circumstance. It just does not suit my circumstances and my lifestyle.
Yeah, and it seems to be, the high end, mid range to high to, like premium, right? So.
Yep. So the best thing to consider is what you are willing to pay for. Are you willing to chunk out a lot of your money just to get one phone?
Yeah, it's just one phone, like 2,400 for the 12 Pro Max.
Yeah. Or are you willing to go cheaper and getting a mid-range phone?
Which would be the Mini.
Which would be the Mini, yes.
Yeah.
And for what our channel is trying to do, we're trying to make it easier for consumers to choose which device to get. And in my honest opinion, I'd recommend just getting the 12 or the 12 Mini when it comes out.
Yep. Unless you really want the Dolby Vision.
Yeah. Unless you want to just get just for the camera.
That's right.
But then still wait, because unless you want to be a videographer using HDR Vision, Dolby Vision, look at the Pixel devices as well, because those cameras in the Google Pixel devices tend to be some of the best photo cameras out there.
Yeah, we talked about those in the previous video.
Yep. So it's two companies going out with the camera. One's a lot cheaper, the other one is super expensive.
Yeah. So yeah, Google's another one to consider, for cameras. Yeah.
So it's definitely a choice. But overall, yes. Overall, I guess for everyone, they do have to think critically for any choice they make. Because there will always be advantages and disadvantages for any platform you get. But also get what is best for you, the consumer. Because only you know what you want to get. So eventually, yes, you could just disregard everything we said because that's sort of our opinion as well. But it's your choice and you get what is best for you.
Yeah, unless you're a hardcore Apple fan, then it doesn't really matter what we say. You always want to go with an Apple anyway.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's just what we're here for. Giving you options.
And we're just giving it right out there, just keeping it just on the board.
Yeah.
Make it easy to understand. That is all we're trying to do. We're not telling you to get the highest end one. We're just laying you the options.
Yep, laying it all out for you, so that you can make the most informed decision with all the available information that you have.
Yes. So thank you guys for watching.
Yep, thank you all.
Please like the video and please consider subscribing.
Yep, and yeah, it has been a small group tonight, just myself and Jono, but we'll be expecting more in the chat next time.
Yeah.
And
Thank you for watching.
Thanks for watching. See ya.